Good evening. This is the Tuesday, October 5th meeting of the Street Committee. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll start with the roll call. Alderman Angles,
Present.
Alderman McPherson present, Alderman Gidwani.
Present on the phone.
Okay. We'll start with item 1.1. Oh, let's, before we go into that, for the record, also Superintendent of Highways and Bridges, Brian Roach is here with us. We'll go to item 1, minutes for approval. Special virtual street committee meeting, September 7th, 2021. I'll entertain a motion.
Move to waive the reading and accept the minutes of the virtual street committee meeting of September 7th, 2021.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and Mr. Chairman. The minutes. There's a number of things in the minutes that I just want to point out that their significance. The brush cutter.
Yes, sir.
That was, and this is, these minutes are September 7th. This is 1 month later. Where do we stand with the brush cutter?
It was,
Excuse me one second. John, those items are going to be backup, which will cover the brush cutter. Under old business.
Okay, you got the record drainage issues on there. Because anything that isn't on your agenda, I want to be sure
Yes.
you cover it under here.
Yeah, proceed.
Okay. And Todd Road. Fog ceiling, Todd Road, we got, I want to address that again, because it's a month is going by. The exit 13 issue that came up at the last meeting, the exit 13, and that's a referral to our state representatives.
Right.
I want to be sure that they got the referral. And Monroe Street, Remus Walters had in these minutes, he had made a comment that the most pressing issue is Monroe Street drainage. And he wanted to be sure that we approved him going out for a request for proposals to do an engineering study to see how we're going to address Monroe Street, because it has a particular peculiar location. And I believe it's high up and comes very,
well, actually, it all flows into the culvert on Oak Avenue, which is gonna be tied in with that RFP. Well, all that drainage up there.
well, does he, I want to know if he wants to still do that RFP. I don't think he needs our approval to do a request for proposal. I mentioned this to the mayor this morning. And I don't think he needs an approval from us to an authorization to do the RFP. He could do that on his own. But of course, the funding and whatever came next would be in our purview to approve, to authorize the money.
Right.
And I understand that this is a major project from the way he explained it last
Yeah.
time. And those are the key issues in the minutes that I believe we should address. In one way or the other, either as part of the approval of the minutes or as follows. So don't let us miss out any.
Right.
Okay, so on approval, let's take a vote.
Yeah, I'll have a motion to approve, Alderman English,
Aye.
Alderman Gidwani,
Yes.
Alderman, did you say yes?
Yes.
Okay, there's a delay, so don't mind the, and I approve as well, so the motion passes unanimously. Moving on to, new business, item 2.1, corner of Howard Avenue and Perry Hill Road drainage issue.
This we discussed last year sometime. I was up there numerous times during this past winter.
Yeah,
I was up there again this morning after the rain yesterday, and it's a non-issue right now. I mean, we'll continue to watch it, but it's
Yeah.
nothing like it used to be with that water flowing down the hill.
because my original thought was that maybe somehow it tied in with the issue over on, John Street.
Right, well, John turns into Gordon at the top.
Right,
So it is all related, but we have not had. Actually, I don't remember when these pictures are from. It was sometime last year, last winter, I believe,
yeah,
maybe even before that.
yeah, it's possible,
But we haven't had, even this past winter, we didn't have an issue like this.
Right.
anymore.
is down where the curve is, Brian, is
Yes.
there, because that's a sharp
Right.
curve there.
Yep.
Is there a drain there?
There's not.
Hmm.
But, I mean, I don't see a reason to put in a drain,
Right,
just because it's on a corner.
oh, no, I don't remember seeing one.
Yeah, no, there's not. But
That's
if-
why,
I'm gonna continue to monitor it. If it
Yeah.
becomes more of an issue as we go on, then yes, we can. I mean, we've actually had plans to do something there, but whatever, resolved itself or however you wanna say it.
I mean, too, just so that we know as well that, there, even in the winter, there are times where you get heavy rain.
Right.
And sometimes the water just runs right by the catch
Yes.
basin,
Absolutely.
because of the amount. But I think it is important that, and as you said, that you will monitor it and.
I will, yes.
And everything. I guess the concern from the, I think you got a copy of the email that the person
Yeah,
had
I
sent.
did, yes.
I think they're more concerned with really too the issue that if you get a flash freeze or
Icing,
something like that, that we'll have to monitor.
yeah, absolutely. I'll keep my eye on it.
Anything further on 2.1?
No, not for me.
If not, I think the next item may be more of a police issue. I did talk to the engineer's office, and I'll get Remus's opinion when he gets back. But 2.2 is the crosswalk on Meadow between 108 and Wheeler Street. I'm going to be talking to the traffic division on this issue for two reasons. 3 times within the last week, and it's really terrifying to see. They have the white arrows on, as you go up before the crosswalk and then when you come
Right.
down before the crosswalk.
Yeah, where you're supposed to stop.
But there have been people in the crosswalk and people are just blowing right through it. And they're not even slowing down. And I saw this 3 times in a week. And, they're on this side of the crosswalk, but you have people, you're supposed to stop no matter which direction. So I'm going to request the PD review the speed limit there and maybe post some speed limit, maybe like a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit. And then I think it's more of a PD issue. Maybe you guys have something to do with it. To put some kind of a rumble strip before those arrows or just after those arrows, similar to like you have on Bridgeport Avenue, but going this way.
Right.
As opposed to this way. Whether you guys do it or the PD does it. but,
Yeah, we don't necessarily have the equipment for that. That would have to be.
I'll call you back on the street committee. Thanks. Bye. So do you think that's something that can be done?
Eric, the problem with this issue in at the September meeting was it was not clearly understood what it is you want. And I think you're gonna have to go out there with the city engineer and look
Right.
at this.
And
You're
the
talking,
PD.
tonight, you're talking about the crosswalks, the crosswalk across Meadow Street, where the trail goes.
Exactly right.
But what is communicated in the minutes was uncertainty, whether it was something to do with that or whether it was up at the corner of Meadow Street and.
Oh, John, that was a different issue.
Oh,
Yeah, that was much different.
Yeah,
This one,
catch basin.
this one came to my,
so this is,
my radar within the past, 2 weeks. And then, like I said, last week, what I saw with people in the crosswalk and people are still just driving right through, they're not even stopping.
how about the issue then is one protecting people who cross the street.
Exactly,
That's the issue.
yeah,
And we ought to start with the police department.
well, exactly right.
Where's the
Yeah.
police department here tonight?
Well,
Why aren't they here tonight?
well, they really more go to the public health and safety, but I was trying to address this as to whether we can
Okay.
put something,
I see.
whether we can do some kind of a rumble strip in the road to, because when you hit that, it kind of like rumbles your car and people wake up.
What's so bad about putting a stop sign on both ways? Stop.
Well, if they'll do it, that's why I'm going to meet
Yeah,
with the traffic
that's why you
division.
gotta get the police.
Right,
Traffic
and
division
and
involved.
as I said at the beginning, I plan to meet.
Why don't you start with the safest way is to stop the traffic so that people can cross it safely
Right,
and see where they go from there.
Right.
Make that.
well, that's the purpose of why I'm gonna go up there and meet with them tomorrow,
Good.
yeah.
Next.
So I'm just approaching a couple of ways to deal with this.
Okay, 17 Sharon Drive.
Yep. 2.3 is, as you said, I'll let you take this one.
Okay. I have witnessed tonight, Mr. David Bertola. Who
Yes.
lives at 17 Sharon Drive and who initiated this action because he gets in heavy rainstorms. This long-standing, and this was built in many years ago, 30, 40 years ago. But the way the contour is now, everything goes toward his house and there's a question as to whether or not the design of the runoff is still working, which was supposed to take it across Sharon Drive and empty it out in back of Sharon Court over there. Now, so as the last time we talked, I asked you and the city engineer and public works to take another look at it. And you had indicated that there were, this was a planning thing, you had to do the engineering, but you had to verify all the markings and so forth.
Right.
And hopefully, your design was going to be put in another pipe and bring it down to Long Hill Avenue
Right, that's
and take the overflow.
the page in front of you. That picture shows the current flow from the head wall in Dave's yard.
Right, right.
They flip it over. The next page. What we're gonna do is put a secondary pipe, excuse me, probably 12-inch at least, on top of the existing pipe at the bottom of the head wall in Dave's yard. And another basin alongside the existing basin on the street. So when that does fill up, now the water has somewhere else to go, and then we're gonna run it down Long Hill Avenue to the existing basin on the corner.
Right,
Well, I told Dave if he came tonight, that we'd allow him to participate in the discussion.
Absolutely.
So with your permission, Dave, do you?
Well, again, Brian knows my situation. I mean, I showed you the pictures.
Yeah,
And again,
Oh, yeah.
it's happening more and more. That's my issue.
Right.
and I have a raised ranch.
Mhm.
My basement, last rainstorm, 6 inches. Before that, a foot, before that, 6 inches. And honestly, if I go to sell my house, I can't. Because I have to disclose water issues.
Yeah.
And I'm screwed.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Well,
No, it's
no.
fine.
No,
You know,
point, I understand the point.
I've been, more than patient. Again, Brian's been great. He's been out
What I'd
there.
like to know, Dave, the conceptual idea here, are you buying into it? You?
Well, again, I'm a carpenter. He's the guy, the road guy.
Okay,
I'll,
so you
I'll
got
bet,
him in the city.
I'll
engineer.
bow down to him and, he knows what he's doing. I don't. Again,
Okay.
all I know is the 2 catch basins in my culvert, the water can't handle. I mean, that's just obvious. I mean, that catch
Yeah.
basin fills up. I mean, I showed you, I think I showed, I had a lake from that
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
catch basin.
Yeah, you did.
It's
A
pretty
foot and a
obvious.
half up my garage door, full of water.
The way that subdivision was designed to carry the runoff, it was years ago,
Exactly.
and it's no longer viable. And I think what I heard, since I talked to you, I heard that the house next to you has recently did some landscaping,
Yeah,
and everything runs to his house now.
right, but again, what he did really, I don't think had really any issue.
No, we're
Again,
not, I'm not pointing.
I mean, I've been there 29
It's
years.
just adding to it. Yeah.
When I first moved there, it might have had a problem once. I don't know, everyone says, storms,
Right.
in the last 5 years, I redid my basement 3 times.
Right.
And thank God, again, I'm a carpenter. They don't, my homeowner's insurance doesn't cover it.
No,
So, thank God, I'm into it for the last 3 times, probably $30,000.
Well,
And now,
this is what we'll pursue.
yeah,
And
again,
incidentally, just so you know, the mayor is on board with this,
oh, I'm glad,
okay?
I'm glad.
All right, just so you know.
Again, I leave it up to Brian, I mean,
Yeah,
he's not gonna tell me how to put crown molding up, I'm not gonna tell him how to put.
just
No, I
before,
mean, I'm
it's
just
a good
being honest.
analogy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're right.
I'm not gonna do
just before Dave leaves.
Yes.
There's one other issue in conjunction with this.
Okay.
The water that ran over, as you pointed out, to the other side of the street and
Mhm.
into the back over there.
Yeah.
Did you look at the head wall
I did.
and we were able to do anything about
Now,
that?
yeah, we gotta get in there and just clear out what our easement part is. We can clear out behind there, but the problem is it consists after that, the shared court.
Yeah.
With the homeowners on that, they're supposed to maintain that.
Who is?
The old homeowners on Sharon Court, I forget his.
Carlson.
Was it?
Carlson is the
Yeah,
first one,
It's the first one.
Diaz, I
They're
think is
supposed
the
to-
second one.
Yeah. According to Remus, they're supposed to maintain it, but they don't.
It's like a jungle back.
Yeah. So this
Well,
plan will be, this is now, this is gonna be a relief pipe.
so what you're telling me, in effect, is that if that is not maintained, then would it be an action, a legal action taken by the city or by the homeowner that's adversely?
Well, that would, we would have to involve wetlands with that and all that to
So
see
we'll have to
exactly
get-
what the,
So we'll have to get wetlands involved. Now, one of the things that the lady pointed out to me, this neighbor across the street,
Lisa,
let's see,
is that head. what do you
Wall,
call it?
the head wall.
yeah.
Head wall
Mhm.
is cracked.
Yes, it is.
Is that still functional or?
Oh, absolutely. It just has a crack in it. I mean, we could patch it. It's just that there was a tree used to be there.
Yeah.
And then just the roots cracked it. The tree's gone now, but if I dig out that stump, then the head wall's gone, but we can just patch the head wall. It's completely functional.
Is that stump in any way impacting the head?
No. No
wall?
one's,
Is it impeding the flow of the water?
no,
No, I agree, I don't think so.
Okay, so then there's nothing further to discuss about that.
no, it's gonna be a relief pipe for once the water
The
gets
reason-
above the existing pipe, now it's gonna have another pipe to go down and it'll go down to Long Hill.
Yeah, the reason I'm belaboring this is because I want to get it on the record in the minutes. So that once we do that, then we're committed to a course of action.
Right.
I can't, you know, I mean, if we're gonna change, we have to come back.
Yeah.
But that's good. You satisfied, Jay?
Again, I trust him,
So do we.
you know,
Okay, good. Thank
you
you.
know, as long as he thinks it's gonna work, I agree with him.
Okay, well, we didn't want to hold you up
Oh,
forever,
good.
so Eric, move this up on the agenda.
Thank you for letting me come in.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
Guys,
Thank you.
Right, thank you, John,
Thanks, John.
appreciate it very much.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
You too, take care. Okay, we'll go to old business, item 3. 3.1, Brian, can we just get an update as to where we are now? I know weather has just not been good.
Yeah,
And then heavy rain again last night.
exactly. Thankfully, Coach Hill is in town today.
Amen.
I started on Waverly Road. They were still working when I left, so we'll see how far they got in the morning. I'd imagine they have another day and a half at least, if not 2 full days on Waverly. Then they're moving over to Congress and Monroe.
And
and
that area there, okay.
Is next.
Yeah.
And also, we had an issue on Fran's Way with the last rainstorm.
Okay, off the meadow, yeah.
Water got under the road from just whoever put the road in. It is forced water to make a 90-degree turn, which just,
Not possible, yeah.
so it got underneath the road, it got backed up underneath the road and it crippled the entire road. So we're going to reclaim that entire road and repave
Oh,
this
wow.
year. So they should start on that on Thursday, call before you dig clears.
Wonderful.
And we're starting in-house tomorrow. Summer Street's getting done.
Yep.
They're up there prepping today. And then we have Upper and Lower Harbor. That beginning part of Tuxedo.
Yep.
And the Birch Banks.
Yeah, I keep thinking, Tuxedo and Harvard, I might have the order backwards.
Right,
Harvard and Tuxedo, or is
yeah.
it Harvard?
Tuxedo comes off a hillside.
Yeah,
And Harvard's on your left.
okay, yeah, because then when you go down Harvard, that's where the cul-de-sac is down there.
Well, actually, it more or less just ends. There's not really a cul-de-sac there.
Yeah,
On the lower part, there's the cul-de-sac.
yeah, that's what I was referring to. And you say that's gonna be, starting?
Yeah, in the coming days. In
Okay.
fact, Summer Street should be done tomorrow. It's
Okay.
small. So
Okay,
then we'll get started.
yeah, it is, some of those are small,
Thursday.
so hopefully, yeah, they can proceed. And I think we're gonna get a few days of weather,
Yeah.
you know, hopefully.
Yeah.
So that's good news there then. You know, like I said, you know, with 50 inches of rain, it just hasn't.
Yeah, that's
It just hasn't helped us. But we will persevere and get it done.
absolutely.
We'll go to 3.2. These 4 I want to take all together because
Yes.
these do involve the brush cutter and they are the line of sight issues.
Correct.
So we can take these 4 together. So go ahead, Brian.
You didn't add Rocky Rest Road from Barber Drive up to,
For brush.
yeah,
Yeah.
We'll add
You
it
could add,
in.
you could add a lot more roads.
Okay.
to-
Yeah,
But the
This is-
status of,
this is, so you got additional roads.
Oh,
in addition
absolutely.
to this.
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
this is just an older list,
Right.
John.
The mower was actually picked up today,
Oh, great.
late this afternoon. So we're gonna do some training on it the
Yeah.
next couple days and then it's gonna be out there.
Awesome.
Finally,
Yeah, that's good because,
with, the amount of roads we have to do, it's, obviously it's gonna take some time, but we're gaining on it. In the meantime, we've had guys out there with weed whackers, doing what they can. So
exactly, I forgot to put that here.
guys been very good about it.
Good. Because I forgot to put on what we had on was, part of that was 145 Nels Rock, yep, you got it. So, okay, that's great news with that. Any more on this, issue with the line of sight? Anybody else have any line of sight issues?
We definitely have a full list
Okay.
down at the office, so.
Okay, well, moving on to 3.3, this was the patch.
Yeah, that's on, once we get these in-house roads done, we have that. We have a patch on Thompson Street to do.
Okay,
So it's on the radar.
okay.
So.
Yep. I just don't want to forget about it myself.
No, I hear you.
So, we try to follow up and get as many of these things done as we can do, especially,
Absolutely.
you know, weather permitting, but that's just a minor thing.
Yeah.
You saw that area, it's not a big patch, is it?
No, it's not.
So it's just a matter of what, a couple shovelfuls and you.
A little more than that,
A
but
little
yeah.
more? Okay. There's no milling involved there, is it?
No, maybe we gotta clean it up a little bit and maybe cut a nice clean edge on it and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, very good. Also, I just wanted to say, thank you for the emergency situation we had at the bottom of Brewster. Excellent job there, as
The
well.
credit for that goes to my guys. not the-
Well, thank them for all of us and we certainly appreciate it. And you guys are up against it all the time and, I just think it's appropriate to say thank you because it's a tough job and you guys get called in all different directions and you're all over the city and getting things done. So I say thank you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Does anybody have anything further?
Nope, I'm good.
John, anything further?
No.
Okay, then I'll call for adjournment. We'll
Oh,
entertain a motion.
Wait a minute, you got, how can you go for adjournment?
Because I went through the items.
Well, you didn't go to item number 5 yet. You didn't go to,
Well, I just did. I asked if anybody from the committee has any other items.
also the Director of Public Works isn't here.
Right, but Brian is here in his place.
City engineers, the street.
No, he's not here. He's out, he's off.
Let's look once again, just before we close. See if we have anything open from last one. Okay, the Rocky West road drainage issues.
Mhm.
Is that spring that appeared after.
We have a plan for that. I believe we discussed it
Yeah,
last time. We just,
right.
yeah, we just haven't gotten to it yet.
You haven't
We
got,
will.
that's understandable, but, it was mentioned, and somebody should take a look at this, to make sure that the Bank of Scotland is not contributing to this issue with their drainage.
Right, yeah, Riverside.
And, you know, you don't want, I want to just verify that.
Okay.
And the Todd Road, is a fog ceiling issue,
Correct.
and, says the weather's not cooperating.
Okay, that's the whole issue is whether, I did speak with Matt of Seymour Sealing last week, as of last week, he planned to be here by the end of this week, but I'm sure he lost Monday as far as work, so I will touch base with him tomorrow or Thursday, see where he's at.
Okay, I don't have anything else.
Anybody else have anything?
I'm all set, thank you.
Okay, and that note, I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
I'll say, all in favor, aye,
Aye,
Aye.
and we are adjourned.
thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Absolutely.
That's a good layout.
Yeah, it'll work, yeah. We took some measurements, so we got plenty of pitch, so.
You have plenty of pitch, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Mayor's on board with this.